All the way, KD. Fuck. I don't watch battle. All the way, homie. 6 assists. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to
all the way, please,
not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnists write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? What? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Another steal for me.
On 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there on the first play of the game. 42 yards. Well, how about a deep ball on the first play from scrimmage, putting that secondary on notice?
Brandon, all I remember when I was a player is that we always took a test the night before the game about teams' tendencies and what they plan to do.
I'm not sure
we think deep ball right out of the gate and putting us back on our heels.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here, eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So
I see you.
You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 4. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws, and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year.
He's cooking, yeah, tough shit.
Now, you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Foles and the Jags come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Foles. Nowhere to escape, and
Matt
he goes
Crackle
down.
Pop, baby.
Jeremiah
That's what we do over
Townsend.
here.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that
popped the
protection
snap.
was going to spring a leak
I
on the
need to
first play
crackle.
from scrimmage.
Got after him right
pop
out
his
of
ass.
the gate.
Come on, steal that shit. Thank you.
2nd and 16 after the sack. They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. Got some room at the 30. And down to the 16-yard line.
Everybody know you're not supposed to do that. Go up with your fucking head down, dumbass.
65 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
And they'll lose yardage here.
Yes,
Knocked
sir.
back to the
All
19-yard
that running.
line.
You got a big
A
chunk
good
of yards, bro. I'm
response
about
by
to
the
take them.
defense, sending them
about to
backwards
take
after that
them.
huge gain last play. Now on 2nd and 13. Foles. His throw incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
And he takes it in. Touchdown,
Good shit.
Jacksonville.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dwayne Allen. His
I didn't know what you
touchdown
did. I
on the
just hit the
year.
score.
I just did some fire shit just now. Just like you was watching me.
Boy, it's nice
That's why I
to
was like,
have
thank
that
you,
big,
thank you.
reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails.
Stole the
Not
ball
at
and
all.
the nigga
This guy
jumped
can
with
make
me.
plays,
And I
that's
still
exactly what he
dunked
just
on
did.
him.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Josh Lambo now for the point after.
I got 7 steals right now. I'm trying to get 10.
It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it
That's that
results in
only
a
touchdown they're
touchdown
gonna
for
get.
Jacksonville. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken near the 13. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Well, huh? Okay, I'm about to say, she sound like Candy.
The Broncos offense now gets
What?
ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think
Yes.
that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham, Texas, which is located halfway between Houston and Austin. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
General West.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot. Yeah. But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Fournette, a first down carry. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. This one out quickly to Westbrook. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. 10-7 our score.
Come the fuck on. I was just stealing.
Sports. Now Foles. Complete to his tight end, Seth DeValve. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. Foles. Caught by Allen. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 38. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Coverage there by Brian Body Calhoun.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, 2 teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Courtland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And now it's third down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team right on the midfield stripe. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. From the 45 on second down, Foles.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Calais Campbell on the stop. They'll run here with Lindsey. And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. All tied up at 10, 2 minutes left in the first half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from game. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Courtland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
Oh, my Lord.
As his guys are able to regain the lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes it a 17-10 score.
He wasn't going to jump, though?
6-play drive. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Use a burger.
Yo, that's funny as
Jaguars
shit.
come to the line to
We
start
use
their
that
next
same
drive.
terminology.
And the last go around for them, they
Yes.
tried that really, really
It
long
was a
field goal,
burger.
couldn't connect.
Needs to be
In
flipped.
retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that
You
long?
missing
You
wide
hurt
open
yourself in
shots
field
like that.
position,
How
the
dare
ball
you.
comes out, you know, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it, and even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and that takes us from second to third down. Back to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
I got you.
Out there to start their next drive, Philip Lindsay and the Broncos. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong,
Dunk on a
that
7-foot
means that you
defender or
plan
taller.
and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't
I
have
knew
any
we should have
doubt
just brought that shit
the
to
head
my house.
coach
I'm glad we brought the
actually
damn paint
called
thing
him
to the house.
and called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. That one good for 33 and a first.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle.
I stole
Both
the
sides
damn
want to be
generator.
that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those
The
big
one that
runs
was
between
down
the
north.
tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
And I asked him, like, you want to bring that to the house along with the machine?
Make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So a big pickup that time. And Charles, defending AFC Player of the Week, maybe bucking towards another award this week.
Yeah, and they say they don't really care about the individual awards. You and I both know
They do.
It means a lot to them. It means respect around the league. And if he's able to show those kind of hands all game long, he can win a second one.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Second and 5. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Philip Lindsay as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos push further out in front.
There we go. There we
Well,
go.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route, worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? But a lot of offenses say touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead now up to 14. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards, and it
I got the
culminates in
team
a
fussing.
touchdown by the
I
Broncos.
got that team fussing. Like, what's going on? Coach talking to him like, what's going on out there?
Ole.
I got the coach out there talking to the team like, what's going on? What type of adjustments we need to make?
After the
We
touchdown,
need to make
here's
some
McManus
audibles.
now to kick it
Yeah,
away.
you better call something. I'm not letting these niggas score again.
This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people
All I
think
need
to
is one more
themselves,
steal. Come on.
Take the knee, get out of here, regroup.
It's
But
not
how will the head
fair.
coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was the visiting Chargers who were able to come in and steal one on the road. The final 23-7. From there, we head out west to the Golden State. Check on the Rams at home in L.A. And they trail the visiting Buccaneers as that game has gone to the half. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston.
I'm on my own flashback. Look,
Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Jacoby Brissett leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team. Brandon Gaudin.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Well, he don't make those. Like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Out of ground field.
10, it's Lindsey. And they can't bring him down. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Philip Lindsey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start
31-10. This game is over. 3rd quarter.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind. Because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
Please send me down. I got 5. I'm not trying to get
what they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A shotgun give to Fournette. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done. But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Now back to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Lindsey. Room here to run. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsey. 35 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. So he's in for his third score of the game, and a defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's taken at around the 40. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Philip Lindsey and the rest of the offense heading back out. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more.
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, 53 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. And of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And boy, it was
that
pretty.
Nigga is mad, B. That cornerback is mad.
McManus now for the extra point.
45-10. I told you niggas I wasn't going to let y'all score.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Still third quarter with a minute 11 on the clock.
And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of 40.
He's going to fumble this go around. Calling it.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And he'll take this one for about 4 to the 40.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
He'll drop to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. Is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll let this go deep for Sutton. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 81 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter. And the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Now McManus for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yes,
and he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Jaguars on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Now Courtland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack. Well, there was 2nd and long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
He's going to, and got his man, complete. The 40, past the 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Courtland Sutton, 91 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. They'll tell the ownership that
3 minutes and 59 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
They're looking strong here in the 4th quarter. McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. The throw taken in by Cole. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Foles. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Here's Logan Cook now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now Courtland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people to catch it and touch it, get a lot of guys involved. But sometimes...
And this will be caught at the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A huge play there for Denver. 55 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down. They'll run with Lindsay.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
To 66.
Big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
like that. It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello? That's the jag calling. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat it, ooh, Pac-Man. That's the way my neck talking. Right? I ain't never coming back the way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad, but I'm past that. But a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back. I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry cold is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Ripper stuff the edge like I don't know no feel. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, how about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Go snatch it, start the lot. Go ahead, jump it, how about it? Rep where you from? Where you poster, popping your projects. Pain driven, itching, drumming. Look how far we coming. Heartbeat for the streets, you can do it. Ain't built for the weekend. Sweet, this sugar, one man army.